Neil Kirkwood was nominated by the Boston chapter for his years as a landscape architecture educator and researcher, specializing in technology and its relationship to design in landscape architecture. He's developed a comprehensive body of knowledge through publications, academic graduate courses, and curriculum development on landscape technology. Neil also serves as director of Harvard's Center for Technology and Environment. He earned his Bachelor of Arts in 1976 and Bachelor of Architecture in 1978 from the University of Manchester, UK, and his Master of Landscape Architecture in 1985 from the University of Pennsylvania. Neil also received an honorary Bachelor of Arts from Harvard in 2002 and an honorary Doctor of Science from the University of Ulster in 2009. Paul Kissinger was nominated by the Florida chapter for his exceptional work in sustainable planning, which has had far-reaching impact on communities and environments across the world. A consistent advocate for the landscape architecture profession, he teaches, mentors, and actively participates in civic committees and organizations. He's especially proud of his work with the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce's Downtown Council, which has targeted homeless issues affecting the downtown. To help grow the future of the profession, Paul has independently initiated a local high school program on landscape architecture. He earned his Bachelor of Science and Natural Resources from the University of Michigan in 1986 and his Master of Landscape Architecture from Kansas State University in 1989. Thomas Lipton was nominated by the Oregon chapter for his rigorous and sustained research, through which he's contributed original knowledge specific to the integration of stormwater management and green roof development. His pioneering work in low-impact development strategies has fostered innovative urban design techniques and generated influential city policies. As a direct result of his efforts, Portland's green roofs have grown from Thomas's original experiment in 1996 to a current 120 green roofs, with city leaders committed to creation of an additional 43 acres over the next 5 years. Thomas studied at Fullerton, Cypress, and Golden West junior colleges from 1965 to 1967, and attended the University of Central Florida and Valencia Community College from 1972 to 1974. William Mann was nominated by the Georgia chapter for his distinguished 35-year career of teaching the history of landscape architecture. Having first practiced for several years, he has tirelessly communicated his experience and enthusiasm to more than 3,000 students. He produced 2 books on the history of landscape architecture that are considered standard references, while his many years of service as a speaker and author for such groups as CLARB and the Council of Garden Clubs further demonstrate his reach to wider audiences. William earned his Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture from Michigan State University in 1964 and his Master of Landscape Architecture from the Harvard University Graduate School of Design in 1966. Scott Mehaffey was nominated by the Illinois chapter for his active engagement in cultural landscape preservation and public horticulture as both a professional and volunteer. As landscape coordinator for the city of Chicago, he has a highly visible role as assistant to Mayor Richard Daley. His promotion of public awareness and appreciation for cultural landscape preservation were recognized by an appointment to the Landmarks Preservation Council of Illinois. His public service activities have engaged youth and adults and promoted quality landscape design to non-professionals. Scott earned his Bachelor of Arts in Landscape Architecture from the University of Illinois Urbana in 1987 and his Master of Science in Organizational Leadership from Dominican University in 2003. Rick Paresi was nominated by the New York chapter for the excellent work he's produced in his 22 years of practice, covering all facets of landscape architecture design, parks, plazas, waterfronts, and educational, health, and recreational facilities. As project manager and partner in one of the most prominent landscape architecture firms practicing today, he's led important projects around the world, ensuring quality at all levels of design and construction. Within the firm, he's mentored more than 100 students, interns, and graduate students. An active and engaged professional, he's also a frequent volunteer and participant in ASLA events and functions. Rick earned his Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture from the University of Florida in 1986. James Patchett was nominated by the Illinois chapter for his commitment to research and educational outreach. Founder and president of Conservation Design Forum, he created a visionary collaborative environment with a focus on natural resource solutions and green building. He's also co-founder and president of the Board of Conservation Research Institute, a nonprofit organization dedicated to furthering applied research and educational outreach in sustainable design. A noted speaker and educator, he routinely promotes understanding of the scientific foundation of diverse green design and development strategies. James earned his Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture in 1975, his Master of Landscape Architecture in 1981, and his Master of Science in Civil Engineering in 1985, all from Iowa State University. Rodney Robinson was nominated by the Pennsylvania-Delaware chapter for his exemplary landscape architectural design skills and his knowledge of horticulture. His impressive body of work over the past 30 years ranges from private and public gardens to exhibit design and historic restoration, and includes commissions with institutions of international reputation. He's been an active member of ASLA since 1997. He served as an instructor at the University of Pennsylvania, Longwood Gardens, and Scott Arboretum of Swarthmore College, and has lectured at numerous arboreta, botanical gardens, and universities. Rodney earned his Bachelor of Science in Agriculture from the University of Delaware in 1975 and his Master of Landscape Architecture from the University of Pennsylvania in 1978. Thomas Ryan was nominated by the Boston chapter for 30 years of exemplary service to the chapter and the profession. He's been a mentor to hundreds of students who've taken his review course to prepare for the licensure exam, and he served as a lecturer and instructor at Harvard University and the University of Virginia. He staunchly defended professional licensure in Massachusetts and increased the visibility of landscape architecture in housing development, all while running his successful practice. Thomas earned his Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture in 1975 from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and his Master of Landscape Architecture in 1979 from the Harvard University Graduate School of Design.